Please.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Sit there until they get here. I know Margaret's coming, I don't know about the other one.
You ready, Kristy? You guys had a chance to look at the minutes?
I did.
Any corrections or additions or anything we need to note?
I don't see anything. I'll make a motion we accept the minutes the way as they were presented.
And I'll second.
I vote yes. We'll have a financial. How about communications, Kristy?
The Ohio Township Association Risk Management Authority sent or mailed us their check for $500. We received the money for the Moore grant.
More grant, okay. Now we can start all over again.
And NEFCO sent their tentative agenda for the meeting they had on January 15th at the Suma Health Center at Green.
Yeah.
Wednesday, February 19th, 2020 is the date for the next meeting for the NEFCO General Policy Board at the Suma Health Center at Green. And that's all I have.
Mark, any additional communications?
I do not. Well, you know what? I do have. NOPEC sent us our grant money for this year. It's $10,128 and some odd cents. I have it out in the car. I'll go get it here shortly. That's all I have.
We had about, what, 6,000 left over from last year, so we can figure out what we're gonna do with it and stuff.
Correct.
That comes in real handy. Everybody ready? Fire department, Brian?
We ran 44 runs for the year. 14.
44 already?
Yeah. That's not including today's. 14 since the last meeting. Mike has emailed around a few different pumps to everyone. Not quite ready to decide yet.
No.
Are
Need
those
some more
ones that are
time.
in the desk back there?
What's that?
Those ones?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, we're not going with those.
I need more time to look into it. I didn't get to
There's
look into it.
actually 4,200. There's actually some for 1,200.
Yeah.
12 and 1,400, so.
Yeah,
What?
supposedly the one you have now is working right now, so it gives
On-
us a little leeway to,
That's the one on the mini pumper.
yeah.
The
Oh,
the
you're
ones we're-
talking about
I
the
thought
other one, okay,
the
okay, I'm
complete-
sorry.
The complete portable, yeah.
Yeah,
He did get the mini, TJ got the mini pumper to run,
yeah.
so
All right, so we're good
that's
there.
usable now. Mark, did you talk about looking at the tanker as we talked the other day?
I did not. Why don't you bring that up?
We just need a few light bulbs replaced in the tanker.
Yeah, there's going to be a
Control
specialty
panel.
bulb in the tanker.
I think Mike had them before, because he's done it already, I believe.
Okay, so we probably do have some spares down there, so we'll notify Mike.
All right, we'll tell him in the morning, then he can get it taken care of.
I'd like to look into purchasing a new AED for our mini pumper.
What is that?
Thank you. That was it.
Automatic external
I know
defibrillator.
what it is, but
Defibrillator.
nobody
Yeah.
else knows, so.
It could be used by a layperson. If we were out on a call and our ambulance wasn't there, we could
They're not
shop-
that expensive, are they?
shop up to $1,000.
Okay.
You know, depending on what we need to get with it.
A lot of
average-
businesses have them hanging in their business and stuff now
Yeah.
too.
I'd recommend we buy one to put here too.
Well, we'll start with the fire department. I'll make a motion we buy a new one for the fire department.
I'll second.
I'll vote yes on that, that's fine, yeah, that's,
And just a question, the one we have now,
The battery went bad in it,
okay,
and it was going to be right around $300 to replace just the battery in the old unit.
and we've had that one quite a while. It's an older
Yeah.
unit.
And the new one
they're
I'm
usually
looking,
good for about 5 years, correct?
yeah, or longer. Some of the new ones have like a 10-year shelf life.
Because I know we just got, we had one that was on for 7 years in our school, we just got a new one when they rebuilt the school.
We just have to look here where we're gonna put one that it's not gonna get legs and walk away if we bring one up here, that's,
Yeah, 'cause
just
they
put it-
start about
you put it in
$600.
One of the like a cabinet that it would sound an alarm when it was opened, and
yeah, we'll figure something out when we get one from here. things have a habit of walking away. Not that that would, but
Oh, I wouldn't think
So
that.
we bring plastic in.
Yeah,
Okay,
you could.
okay.
yeah, if it's locked up in an office or something, then
No,
It's
it'd be
used-
like a cabinet,
it's,
you break the
yeah,
glass
it's
and,
useless if we have it in the
Yeah.
office locked up or something, so.
just like they have at all
Like
the
for
schools.
the fire hoses and
Yep.
something like that. The alarm will sound if you open it or something.
Mhm.
All right, yeah, we'll look into that.
That's all I have.
Everything else good then? Trucks all running good and everything?
Yeah, we've had them all out, using them a lot.
Yeah, I guess you have.
We've seen a lot of fire in the last 3 weeks.
Road department, they've been.
Can I add something with the fire department?
Sure.
Because I did have something I wanted to talk about. And I kind of mentioned to the two of these guys before. Miles' family passed away just recently. And
Oh, yeah, I forgot about that.
he's been with the fire department
50
most
years.
of his, how many years?
50 plus.
50 plus. I would like to see if we could do something, possibly renaming the new fire station or something, or in memory of something, or having his name
A plaque.
somehow, a plaque or something put on that, because I think of all the things that he's done for the fire department in Deerfield, I just think we
Obviously, he
need to-
deserves it.
so I don't have to make a motion, we're not selling anything
We
or trying to
can
buy
call
anything
them out, the
yet.
rear, that back news section of Miles family,
Something.
you know.
So let's come up with some ideas to narrow it down a little bit and stuff, and then we can talk about it and see. We don't have to decide tonight, we just need to do something.
Sure. I just want, I mean, we probably should have done it before he passed away, but
Throw it out at one of your meetings or something and see, if anybody got a really good idea that,
yeah, anybody in the audience, I mean, if you have an idea that, just throw it out there and we'll see what we can do. We want to do something. So, all right.
yeah, he devoted a lot of his life to the fire
Yeah.
department.
And not once did he ever ask for a chief's car.
No, not once did he ever ask for
Or a
chief's
helicopter.
car. Or a
Yeah,
helicopter.
He's not as good as a negotiator as I'm gonna be.
All right, road department, the guys aren't here, but just kind of quiet winter so far. We've had a few days, had to plow and salt and everything. Should have, if it stays like this, we'll have a lot of salt left over to spread out next year.
That's
Oh,
good.
they actually have started to take out some of the overgun, bushes and whatnot.
At the cemetery, they have
They're
started
ripping them
that.
out, cutting them out. I just told them to cut them for now, cause you can't get in
Footer
there.
and
then-
everything's been taken out down there and filled in and everything, so
I appreciate it.
said it'll be late spring or something before it settles enough and dries enough, we can put it in, but at least that part's done right there, and
It's a start.
yeah, that's a
I
start.
appreciate it.
I think Monday or Tuesday the past week they took it out, so
Yeah, I saw it.
that'd be a good start in there.
You know, that going into the cemetery in the main drive, those old crabapple trees will be the next ones to go, so. They're only about this big around, but all the ants got to them.
It looks like,
And they barely now even put leaves on
looks like a
them.
haunted cemetery.
So they're coming
It
out.
really does.
So
I
if
just
you
think
guys
those
see
are
them come out,
I think those are the ugliest damn trees.
I'm waiting for somebody to complain about it though, once we start cutting them out. You watch, somebody's gonna complain.
Buildings and grounds, about the same thing, that covered under cemeteries and everything, they're working that down there. We know we have that drain in their driveway that we will get worked on before spring.
Or spring.
Or spring, yeah, as soon as we get done, hopefully before the rains start and everything. One more thing I would like to look into, since we got that tractor now, is buying a rear drag for the cemetery roads and everything. We used to have the Harley rake, and it wore out, and we sold it, so I would like to look into buying one of those drags that they can keep the cemetery roads in better shape with.
The box?
Yeah, just a drag box with, that's all we need. It's got hydraulics back there so they can angle it and stuff as they're dragging. Yeah, that's all I think we need.
We'll look into that.
Was
And I
there
think,
more monuments,
what's that?
was there more monuments knocked down or fall down and stuff?
They put a bunch back up in the
But
last
there
week
was
or
some
two.
when you first turn out into the entrance on the left-hand side and on the right both. I don't know, I didn't notice them before, but they might have been down already. And I just
Probably
noticed
down
them.
already. Some of the ones the old sandstone ones that have busted or fell off.
Yeah, the
There's-
all white ones and stuff,
Yeah.
There's
yeah.
not much you can do with those. There's a couple ideas we had. We're gonna try a few, is running some tap cons and putting some posts behind it, maybe to hold them up. So I know some of the other, townships, what they're doing is just laying them flat then,
Okay.
which I'm not really crazy about, but
No,
there's not a lot you can do with those, but I think maybe a tap con or something like that, a couple tap cons screwed into, like a C-channel type thing or something, like what we have for the stop signs.
Mm-hmm.
Couple tap cons, that might help, I don't know. We're gonna try it though in the spring.
I don't have anything else. Anything from the audience?
I got a question. I was nominated because I know I come here. They want, some of the people on Watson Road want to know if there's any way and how you go about it to try to get the speed limit down to 35 instead of 45. Because maybe if you get it down to 35, they'll go 45 instead of 55.
You're dreaming. They're still gonna go 55.
Yeah.
There is quite a lengthy process
Yeah.
for that. Portage County Engineer's Office takes care of that. We can request a traffic study and they'll come out and put a line across the road. And there has to be so much traffic in a 24-hour period for
There
so
is.
many days in a row at certain
Oh,
times
there
of the
is.
day and,
There it is.
and all that kind of stuff right
It's
there.
not a quiet road no more.
But we'll call them and ask them if they
Would
will
you
start
do
that
that
for us.
once?
I have
Yeah.
no, we did
Because
it,
we got, we got
Hartsel
this,
Road we did it. It took almost a year to get it done.
you
But
got those two dips, and you still got kids there, and
Yeah.
it's just, it's.
yeah, I'll call up and ask them
When
if
they, when
they'll,
they put them out, just have all the neighbors drive up and down the road.
yeah, just
sure.
back and
Let
forth
me-
there
yeah,
and
give me
everything.
a little, no.
Yeah, this is pretty lengthy, pretty.
Really, you don't have to,
Or
I
you
mean,
can go
all I would
stand on
like
it
to-
and jump up and down on
There's
it.
cars up and down that road.
Yeah, I know,
mean,
sometimes-
7 o'clock in the morning.
Sometimes I go through there late at night and there's,
Oh, she doesn't.
no, not me, I don't speed. But I can't believe there's cars on there. Sometimes I go through 3, 4 o'clock in the morning and there's
I
other
know.
cars on there besides
And they
me
just fly in the
never
morning,
used to
too.
be.
Yeah, no, it used to be a quiet road, but it ain't anymore.
We have a bunch of young
It's commercial.
kids that are driving now.
That's what it
I will
is.
say that.
Yep.
We have a bunch of kids that live on that road that are driving, and one particular house in particular, they have constantly in, out, in, out, in, out.
Yeah, it's scary, because,
We'll look out, I'll ask them to do that.
okay.
I'll have an
I'd
answer next
appreciate
week, next meeting for you.
it. Okay.
Anything else from anybody? You got something?
I do. Where do we stand on the zoning? And I know I'm opening up a can of worms here, but
There's
Just a
nothing
status?
actually going on with it at all. It's
Nothing at
kind
all?
of got tabled. I believe she's in the
I
back.
don't think they have enough money to have it, to go through Todd Keats. Because that's where it should be going next. It's been written, it is much simplified. The people that have read it feel like it's a good one. We compiled it from our surrounding townships. And meanwhile, there's not even enough money to have Todd Keats, the planning commission, look it over. And then the next hurdle, of course, would be to get it on the ballot. And there again, there are not funds to put it on the ballot.
so this Todd, how much does it cost to have him look at it?
I think it depends whether or not you are a member.
See, that's another contentious point right there. He won't give us a price of what it's gonna cost.
Right.
But if we join, it'll be this much, but if not, but it's a lot of money to join it.
And if we belonged, it would have gone right through there is what we were pretty much assured.
Well,
And we
maybe,
did-
because you're allowed so many hours a year of work they do for you. So if we'd have had them do a grant or something for us, we'd have used up our hours, and we still would end up having to pay for it. What, it was 22 hours a year or something like, I don't remember what it was. It wasn't a lot of hours, but for our membership, we got so many hours work a year.
Well, could you educate me a little bit? Who is Todd Pete?
Oh, there's a regional.
He's the director of
planner. He
regional
belongs-
planning in Portage County.
He belongs
Okay.
to the county.
And what's this membership?
Everybody has to belong to, they want everybody in the county to belong to regional planning.
Townships,
How is your
Townships.
interest?
every
Townships.
township.
Sir, how is your interest in it?
Well, I recently moved here to Deerfield from Stark County, and we had zoning,
Most people do.
and
Yeah,
my neighbor is like a trash dump.
I got one of those.
So
Oh, there's, I got quite a few of those.
he was out at midnight with the leaf blower last week until 1:15. I was like,
Oh my God.
what's going on? Blowing leaves.
What road is this? It's
Wayland.
on Wayland.
So
Oh, boy.
So I just think we need some community standards and some respect for one another, and
Lovely.
that's kind of the reason why I'm asking.
Some things are covered under the county. Also, the county has certain rules and regulations, but unfortunately, I don't think that's one of them
Right,
that they have.
okay.
But we have all kinds of crazy things like commercial places going in where they do not belong and where they're told they cannot go. But they do it anyway. All they do is just thumb their nose to the county and say, we're going to do it. And then they just continue doing whatever they please.
They stopped my husband at 10 o'clock at night out mowing. The cops come and stopped him. He
So
was out mowing.
it's the consensus here that everyone agrees that we should have zoning? No?
I don't think.
No, I meant here in the room.
I don't think you, maybe not even have a consensus in the room. It went down when it failed. We put it back on the ballot and it went down like 2.5 to 1. It got voted down
Bad.
Big
pretty
time.
substantially.
If you have a lot close next to you, buy it, because, so you can have some control of it.
Right.
Yeah,
Um,
when they
We
got
can
it
talk.
voted out the first time, it was fairly close. They turned around, they put it right back on the ballot.
No changes, no nothing.
No changes, no nothing, and it went down,
Big
let's
time.
just say 900 to 312.
It was modeled under like Hudson's type with regulations on shrubbery and things like that, and we are a rural,
Right.
But how many pages did you end up with?
about 30.
I think it was more than that, was it not?
I don't think, and part of that is the,
The language that has to go in there.
yeah, and the definitions. So I think there's one just, you probably still have one in your office.
Yeah, we've got it somewhere in there. Unfortunately, zoning doesn't cover things like
And then,
mowing at 10 o'clock at night anyway. You can't put that in the zoning code.
and then you also have, well, you can do a noise
There's a
ordinance.
noise, you know,
Yeah.
it's
In it, but-
So that would have been one of your neighbors probably.
It was my neighbor down it.
Good call.
Mhm.
It's a good thing to have neighbors that watch.
I'm not for zoning, but I'd call you
I'm for
anyway.
zoning. I'm straight up for zoning.
You and Nancy.
Back
we call
in.
them both up.
Back in, babe.
All right. well,
I
thank
did-
you.
The chances of it passing, and then, again, once it goes to Todd Peach, then Todd Peach is gonna just dump on a bunch of stuff. He's just known,
Todd's
You
gonna
gotta
wanna
have-
pile all kinds of stuff in there, and we've argued with Todd before, we wanna keep it simple, pure, right down to the line, and, oh no, you gotta have this, and we end up a volume that deep when he gets done, and,
It's my understanding that Deerfield had zoning at
Right.
one time,
we
Yep.
did,
and that the enforcement of it was zealous,
oh, bad.
A little
overzealous.
bit,
They actually,
yes.
instead of doing their job, they actually went out looking for violations, and that wasn't their job. Their job is to handle complaints.
And is that the reason the bitter taste in
Yes.
so many people's mouths?
I imagine that's a big part of it, yeah.
So we would have to overcome that bitter taste.
Yeah.
Yep.
People don't like rules.
I don't know that
Well-
it's not so much of that, it's
It's not
just,
so much rules, it's
it's
just that the rules participate to some and it
Here's
does
the-
not participate to others.
the bottom line is it's unfortunate that you need to have zoning to have respect for your neighbors.
People got fed up with it.
That's the bad thing. You should just automatically have
Oh, yeah,
respect for your
you should.
neighbors and keep your stuff cleaned up and mowed and everything else. And unfortunately, we don't have, the respect of the people like that. And then unfortunately, then you have to go to zoning to force them to be respectful. It's just bad to eat all the way around. There's good and bad,
Right.
And if you have a zoning book and a zoning code that passes and everything, who's gonna tell that zoning man, no, just step back, don't do anything about that right there, but over here, go ahead and do something about that.
Right.
Right.
You gotta be very careful doing that. If it's there, it's there. It's like a police chief can't tell his troops, hey, my mom drives drunk all the time, but don't you dare pick her up when she goes to town.
Yeah, there you go.
Obviously, yeah.
And
I
that's,
agree, yeah.
and that was a big thing right there too.
Right.
That was happening.
Okay for this guy, not for
Years
this guy.
ago, that was happening. Oh, yeah.
It was
don't worry
bad.
about it.
Whose
Just don't tell
jurisdiction
anybody.
was the zoning officer under? Was it you guys or was it the county?
Under the trustees.
Okay. So the trustees at the time, why didn't they reel this guy in?
Again, there was a zoning code right there, so how do we tell them don't enforce the code?
He was actually going out, like, again, he was enforcing the code, but he was maliciously going out there and doing it. The other thing
Yeah.
he was doing too was, this group of people, it's like, okay, go ahead and do that.
Yeah.
I'll
Oh,
look the other way.
Yeah.
But this, for the exact same thing, he's giving these people a hurt.
That was
too
more
bad.
so the one before.
There's a
last one.
lot,
That
a
happened
lot of bad taste.
Right,
Yeah.
and when we did find out about it, it was too late.
Yeah,
Yeah.
A lot of people didn't come to us and complain,
Until
say,
it was
hey, you know, this
way
is happening.
overblown.
Mm-hmm.
You know, even my own brother-in-law. My own brother-in-law had the Amish come in and put a nice shed in the back, you know, way back in the back. And, you know, he didn't come up here. And the guy right by, oh. You know, and that left a bad taste in his mouth. He's like, you know, I put something nice up and you come by and, you know, he didn't know that you had to come here first.
We gave him a hard time about it.
And, you know, that kind of things were happening, and by the time we got to the point where all of a sudden we found out about it, it was too late, unfortunately.
Yeah, there's a real bad taste in everybody's mouth about the zoning in this town
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay.
for what has happened. And, you know, again, and I'm not one type of person too, you know, I look at it too, as I don't need anybody telling me what to do with my property, you know, especially when they nitpick, as you did before. You know, and that's a lot of it. I mean, you pay your taxes, you know, you buy your house, you never own your land because, you know, you pay taxes on it all the time, so. But for somebody to tell me what I can and can't do with my property, if it's not bothering one of my neighbors, or I'm not, you know, doing something, putting the fence right on the line or over the line or building another structure.
There was even a web page put up against it and threats made.
Mhm.
It's a bunch of idiots.
Yeah, sounds like it.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, well, thank you for explaining it.
Anything else from the public? I'll make a motion, we adjourn the meeting and pay our bills.
I'll second that.
I'll vote yes. Is your name Bill?
Yeah. Ready?
Bill?
Yeah.
Okay, that's who I talked to on the phone.
Yeah.
All right.
Hi, Bill.
Hey, hi. Hi, everybody.
Hello.
I guess not.
Motion. I vote yes. Ed motion.
You know,